Schmo with the Pro 15-5. Corey Overtime Anderson worked up quite a sweat right there. Open workout, Bellator 268, Phoenix, Arizona. How we doing?
Doing good, man. How about yourself, Schmo?
Hey, the Schmo can't complain, man. Another fight week for you, man. Ryan Bader, you've trained with this guy. You know him quite well, though. What gives you the confidence to move forward and get into the finals of this light heavyweight Grand Prix here in Bellator?
I mean, my confidence comes past the fact that we train together. You know, it's my history of who I fought, who I've trained with, what I've done in such a short time. I haven't been in this game that long, 8 years, you know. And I've done all of this in such a short time. I was in the top 10 in the world within my second fight, so my first year of fighting. So that confidence is going into this. It's just keeping me climbing, training every day, doing what I have to do, training with the legends of the sport, and just learning. And that brings me the confidence to think I know I can beat anybody.
Blue-collar guy, man. You're in your physical prime right now, early 30s in this sport. You've trained with the who's who. You got a great relationship with DC. Obviously, he's a busy guy. You probably aren't training with him as much as of late. But who's been giving you the best work lately getting ready for this fight?
I mean, I brought in a lot of killers, not just from MMA, but wrestling, you know. One of the honorable guys I wrestled with was Jaden Cox, Olympic champion, 3-time world champion. This time he just took bronze last week. Nathan Jackson, another wrestler, D1, I think he was a 3-time All-American, took second. He's training his ass off. He's like number 1 in the world in his weight class. And MMA-wise, I got Rex Harris, who I just worked out with. I got Carl Roberson. I got CJ, I can't pronounce his last name, some Italian guy. Jimmy Lawson, another 2-time D1 All-American from Penn State. Kid's just a freak of nature. He's a heavyweight. So having that weight when he gets me down and working to get him up, I know if I can take him down and get up with him, nobody can really hold me down. But it's a list of names, but that's just the minimum.
How come when the Schmo asked Ryan Bader about the times that you helped him train, I believe it was the Phil Davis fight, you came out here twice, you got the best of him in practice. Obviously, he doesn't think much of it, but why do you think differently about that?
I mean, a lot of people, as a wrestler especially, you always remember those losses. And I'm not going to say win and lose, because you don't lose or win in training. But he knows how good I was at that time. And the first time I came out, it was my first year in the UFC. Second time I went out, it was my third year in the UFC. Like I said, now we're 8 years later, as a completely different fighter. And maybe he don't want to acknowledge it because he's trying to block out. Maybe he thinks nothing really happened because maybe he really thinks it's practice. But most people, especially in this sport, you don't let anybody come to your gym and just outwork you. You remember exactly those training sessions. Somebody come to my gym, I remember exactly what happened. If he got the best of me, the next time he come back, I'm going to get back.
Obviously, you're a resilient guy. You train with Mark Henry over there in New Jersey. One of your teammates, Frankie Edgar, he's coming off of that loss against Corey Sandhagen. He's got a big matchup in Madison Square Garden with UFC 268 against Chito Vera. What's been the best advice you gave him for bouncing back, man? Because you're on this 2-fight winning streak.
I mean, you don't have to give Frankie any advice. You know, this ain't his first time losing. You know, he's fought the who's who. He's had the belt. He lost the belt. He come back and he's fight. Every time he loses, he come back as a better person, a better athlete, and even more experience than he was the last time. It's crazy to say he just turned 40 or finna be 40 and he's still out there. I watch him go with Cody Garbrandt and these guys. He's still hanging in with the best, the young up-and-comers, the big name guys, Marlon Moraes, all those guys. He's still going at it at 40 years old. You don't have to tell him anything. He knows what he has to do.
So it's safe to say he's bounced back. He's looking great in training camp right now.
Oh, 100%. Frankie is clicking on all cylinders. It's like he's getting, I think the fact that he went down a weight class give him more confidence where he's not the smaller guy anymore. He doesn't have to move as much. He can sit down a little bit more on his punches, and now he has power. He can see he really has power when he go against other 35ers. As for when he went against 45ers, he was a small guy. So I feel the Sandhagen fight was just, it means it happens. And we talked about the other day, you get knocked out sometimes, it happens. Anybody can get caught, but he's got the mindset to recover and come back and make sure it doesn't happen again.
So obviously this is the semifinals of this light heavyweight Grand Prix. Do you anticipate fighting Nemkov in the finals?
I can't worry about the finals. I can't worry about the main event. I got to worry about Ryan Bader, you know. I just know I'll be prepared for whoever it is, whether it's Julius or Nemkov. But this whole camp, I didn't even study any of their films. It was literally just Ryan Bader. Go back to all his fights when he first got in the UFC to where he is now. And just memorize his every move, the things he does wrong and things he does good. So I'm aware of when the opportunity comes for me to strike and the opportunity when he's coming for a strike as well.
You're a modest guy, man. You get your hand raised and you win this Grand Prix. What are you going to do with that $1 million?
The $1 million is going to go into the bank. We're going to keep investing. You know, I've always saved all my fight money, no matter what. When I started in the UFC with like 8-8, the same checks went direct deposit to my bank account. I got a small little bank account back home, and the money is still there. The money is just growing. And I worked all the way up until I came to the UFC. I still had a regular job, making money, teaching classes, doing privates. And it wasn't until I got here I didn't have to do that anymore. So now I just use sponsor money to pay bills and whatnot and let the money just stack up and invest and take care of my family.
Final message for the Corey Anderson fans out there worldwide.
Just want to let you guys know I'm coming, the best Corey Anderson you've seen yet. Hope you guys tune in and ready because we're trying to get to this finals and win this million and the belt. The most important thing in the world is the belt.
And some ground and pound?
Oh, of course, ground and pound.
He's the pro, I'm the schmo. Phoenix, Arizona. We're out.